If all 2-liter turbos felt like this, I would be plenty okay with their market domination right now. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got Mercedes' little pocket rocket, the A35 AMG. We're gonna go around, take a look at this car, everything it's got to offer, take it for a test drive, talk about all of its good things, its bad things, everything it's got going on, and just like this car, we're gonna make it a little bit snappy. If you guys like what you see here, hit that subscribe button, helps us out a bunch. Feel free to check out our other content on the A35. That's a sound system review, as well as a highway real-world fuel economy test. So this car is actually pretty fun. It's Mercedes' littlest sedan, kind of an entry-level vehicle, but it's quite capable in what it can do. Kind of the usable space in here, as well as its little turbocharged 2-liter engine putting out 300 horsepower out of that little guy. Pretty impressive. Showing how these seats fold here. Let's get the headrests down, maybe. Maybe he's not going any lower. Put the driver's seat forward here. And then you see the seat lays down. You get a pretty decently flat load floor. Good amount of room in here. Not so bad. And they're also 40-20-40 split fold seats. So you can do this and get yourself that middle seat down. So if you want to put some skis back here, long piece of wood or something like that, that's an option. No automatic trunk, so I like to see that. And I did go ahead and reset the seat position here. So you can see, as a 5'10" person, I actually have a surprising amount of room. They contoured these seats really nicely in order to give enough knee room. I've got foot room. I even got headroom. My head is not hitting the ceiling. I could actually sit back here for quite some time. Seats are decently comfortable. It is a little low. You do have 2 USB-C ports back here, so that's nice to see. You'd probably have the little smoker's edition there if you opted for it. And then a center fold-down compartment with some German-esque flip-out cup holders. No storage, though. You do have a little bit of door storage, so that is something. This nice red stitching with Alcantara door inserts and seat inserts. It's a very nice cabin. I really like being in here. I think everything's really thought out. Let's actually start this up so I can straighten the steering wheel. I think everything looks really good. It looks premium. It feels nice. It works nice. Got a big ol' sunroof here, so that's cool to see. A decent amount of storage. You got a lot of storage in there, as well as a USB-C port. Then up here, a USB-C with an adapter that Mercedes has included for us. So no USB-A's in this car, but you do have 12 volt, some storage up there, standard glove box. That's about it. Silly little flip-out cup holder things to hold smaller drinks. Now this car actually comes with a few performance-y style options. Let's take a look at the window sticker here. You can see base price of 45 grand, but add on the 18-inch wheels, red seat belts. Those two are actually part of something. They say no charge, but performance steering wheel, AMG ride control sport suspension, so it is adjustable, heated front seats. The multimedia package gives you some nav. The AMG night package makes it look all dark and cool. The premium package that gives you the touch button start, auto dimming rear view and driver side mirrors power fold. And so actually, this stuff must come standard on an AMG then. I don't see anything that would make those additional. You see 24 city, 31 highway, 27 combined. This car did quite a bit better than that on our highway fuel economy test, so check that out if you're interested. So you do get a little bit of fun out of this engine, but it's mostly no frills. It's pretty much business. So let's roll right out into the test loop here in Sport Plus mode. exactly a rip you to the back of the seat sort of fast, but it's a fun, usable speed. You can give it the beans pretty much wherever you want it and make a lot happen. Some cute little fart noises in there. A few burbles. What's really cool, let's see if I can do it here without getting too much wind interference, but the turbo noises it makes when the windows are down are really cool. You can just hear it blowing and fluttering. Pretty cool. I wish I brought my earmuffs so I could drive with the windows down without too much wind noise. On the highway, the A35 is a little firm, but overall compliant. Had no complaints after being in the car for about an hour and a half during our highway fuel economy test. Interestingly, there's no adaptive cruise control, but the cruise works well enough, pretty straightforward. I'm sure it's an option. On a German car like this, there's always options. It's also a little bit loud. These Sport 4S, I think that's what's on here. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, I'd have to double check, but they're just a little bit loud. Ride's firm, you feel the bumps come through, but it definitely feels like a sporty little car. The new A-Class features Mercedes MBUX system, or MBUX as we like to call it. So that means you got a few fun little things. You've got this big display up here with both your gauge cluster. Kind of bring that up so you can see a little better. Gauge cluster as well as a center display. You can toggle around it. It works really, really well. There is a bit of a learning curve, but once you sort of get that learning curve, figure out what the different things do. For example, if you're listening to music and you want to swap tracks, you slide your finger back and forth on this little track slider indicator. For the longest time, whenever I was in Mercedes, I thought you tapped that first and then you use the middle of the trackpad to switch songs, but I realized earlier today you just slide back and forth in there. So there's a lot to learn. Fortunately, this A-Class has less going on in all the sub-menus than the GLS 580 that we had with this. But once you get to learn it, it's really a nice system. Navigation looks great, works well. It does feature Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so that's pretty nice to have. Quick shift here into Sport Plus. It's like if you want a luxury car and a hot hatchback all in one. This provides. And I gotta say, it's a more predictable, understandable car than BMW's M235i Grand Coupe. That was a tough car to drive smooth. This one, as long as you don't make the DCT angry, the dual clutch transmission, then you can just cruise right along. It feels like a luxury vehicle when you're not hooning. Then when you do want to hoon, you switch this little dial and away you go. I do really appreciate how easy to use and straightforward all the heating and cooling controls are. You've got your fan and direction and auto and dual zone temps right here. Very nicely done. It's just a really premium feeling cabin. All these vents feel nice. They look cool. The steering wheel feels great. It's easy to use. I also think it looks... Oh, squeaky brakes. I also think it looks a little better than BMW's M235i. A little bit more subtle, a little bit more honest. And while the Beamer's interior wasn't bad, I think this is definitely a class above it. One thing I will say is this piano black plastic right here, that is not gonna look great after a few years and like 30,000 miles. So let's check out some of the last neat features here in the A-Class. At home there, you can also use this as a touchscreen, so you can just bloop, bloop, slide along through. The comfort area, you have some silly seat kinetics, which will move your side bolsters in and out, and some ambient lighting settings, so you can change the color to any color you can think up in the rainbow, which is nice that Mercedes does that. You can go down here to right here, single color. Change it exactly where you might want. And you can also adjust that brightness. Let's get that all the way up for the night drive tonight. You can even start to see it in here. See that? It goes all the way around there. Even in the vents, you've got little ambient light things and stuff. It really goes a long way in just feeling and looking cool, making you feel like you got a premium experience. Now, if that is a $50,000 premium experience for you, well, that's kind of for you to decide. But for someone who wants a performance car, they want a Mercedes, and they don't want something too big or too expensive, I think this is a really compelling package. Take a look at this little 2-liter. If all 2-liter turbos felt like this, I would be plenty okay with their market domination right now. AMG knows how to make a fun motor. Alright, so that's Mercedes-AMG's A35. Let me know what you guys think about this car in the comments. Feel free to check out our sound system review, our highway fuel economy test on this A35. Check out all of our other videos, hit that like and subscribe button, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.